Hi, this is Simon Chen, and welcome to my network marketing training. Members of my mastermind coaching groups can ask me questions on a weekly basis, and today's question comes from Howard from Melbourne, Australia. Howard's a 5-star mastermind member, and Howard asks that I'm in the midst of planning incentives for my team to boost their performances and productivity. What would you do to provide weekly and monthly incentives to your downline? How much is too much and how little is too little? How would you plan in a way to bring the best results without needing to invest a large amount of resources? That is a great question, and the answer I'm giving you is probably not the exact answer you probably expect. So you're touching about something which I'm actually creating entire training on, will be released shortly, about marketing. Network marketing is 2 words, right? Network marketing. And a lot of times we focus on the network, but we forget about marketing. And what is really marketing? And one of the things that's helped me is I've always approached the business, network marketing business, like $1 million business, and especially with marketing. So what is really marketing? Marketing is, the first, we talk about the 3 pillars, right? You gotta know your you have the message, the audience, and the channel, right? MAC, right? The most important thing is, who is your audience? Who is your audience? Who is your group, your team? What will get them excited? I can give you, an answer, but it will get me excited, but may not get your team excited. So you have to understand what drives them. Okay, what drives them? What would motivate them? Now, I have done stuff. I've done stuff with cash incentives that didn't work out. A lot of things didn't work out, right? But because the audience is not factored in. Know your team. Who is your group? How old are they? What do they like? Now, they may be happy with $100, right? If they become like the top distributor for the month, $100 will get them very excited. And I know people out there in certain countries, for example, my Philippines team, will be excited about $100, very, very happy, right? You will talk to an American here who is like working over 40 years old, $100, yeah, they're excited, but not that excited, right? They figured I have to work hard to get $100. I might as well just get a part-time job bagging groceries. I can make the $100. I have to work 5 hours to prospect, get the rejection. Hey, I might as well bag groceries, the $100, right? But to a college kid, just bring the friends in, that's fun. $100 is great. So it really depends on what drives them, what gets them excited. For some people, I know for me, it wouldn't get them excited. But for me, if you give me a gift, hey, I'll probably be more excited. I'll probably get more excited. And that's another thing to think about, recognition. I'll probably get more excited getting a trophy, right, than getting $100. For example, this trophy. One of the trophies I worked really hard for was what was the Pacesetter creator. Duplication, getting your people you signed up to duplicate, become platinum Pacesetter, which is sponsored 4 people in the first 8 weeks, right? That trophy is worth more valuable to me. This one is worth more valuable to me than the others, right? I would probably bust my butt to work for this, but not for this. I'd rather have this than $100. You can now the thing is you can probably buy this at a trophy store for way less than $100. I don't even know how much trophies cost, but it's probably less than $100 US, right? So it depends on the audience and where they're at. Now, if you talk to me when I first started the business, a top sponsor award, I'll be very, very happy with it, right? Very happy with it. I didn't need the Pacesetter creator, being the recognition for my team. So it really depends. Remember, like soldiers, why do soldiers fight? They risk their lives fighting in a battle, go through machine guns, bombs, right? Mortars, just to get a little pin. So what motivates and drives your team? That is what you need to answer. Okay? And everyone is different, right? How much is too much? You asked how much is too much here without investing a large amount of resources. It depends. I mean, there's no set answer. If you have someone really, really good, you see that as an investment. If you see this person as obviously Howard, you're a leader. This person could be the next Howard. You give it incentives to get them going, to reach to the point, I always call it the point of no return, right? Where they're so committed, they would never decide to quit the business because of the amount of time they spent, the amount of resources they put in, the investing in the relationships. They won't quit, right? Like I'm sure you're not going to just quit on your team today, tomorrow, right? Because you've invested a lot of not just the time, but relationships, right? Your reputation, your relationships are factored in there. So if you know someone's going to get them to that point, hey, it's worth spending $100, $500, $1,000, $2,000. You know, someone like you, Howard, I would spend thousands of dollars on, right, to get the person to point of no return because I know you're a great leader. So it really, really depends on the person. And another way to see it is, now I don't know if you do advertising, right? If you do advertising, to find a really good person is very difficult, right? And we're talking a little bit, we're going back to marketing. I mean, I love marketing. So just say you track your ads, you do newspaper advertising, and you get, you have to spend $1,000 to get 100 leads, right? And out of the 100 leads, you sign up 33 of them. Right, and we talked about the 30%, and out of the 33, one will be a superstar, one will be like the next Howard. So you have to spend $1,000 to get one Howard that way in that situation, right? And you track it. So if you're going to give a $500 incentives to get this new guy going to be a next Howard, to me that's worth it because I know if I'm going to advertise, it'll cost me $1,000 to find another person like this. So if I'm going to mentor him, get him going, why not? I would spend the $500. Now so. Give you an example. Back in the day when I did online advertising through Google pay-per-click, I would spend like thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Crazy amounts of money, over $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year. But I knew that once I got one person, his residual income maxes the center. It's like it's like at least minimum $80,000 a year just from maxing the center. So it was worth it. So when I went there and I sacrificed some sign-ups, I actually sacrificed checks to help this person a little bit because he was working very hard. To me, I say I'm losing $1,000 here and there, but if I had to do advertising, find this person, it would cost me. And I had the numbers. I knew how much money I spent, what type of results I was getting. If I was doing advertising, it would easily cost me over 10 grand. I couldn't even get one person like this. So it was worth it. Spend $1,000, $2,000, sacrifice something, totally worth it. So those are something to consider. Another thing I would advise is the incentives can't be too big. Give them baby steps. Give baby small little incentives, and then you get one big incentive. So everyone feels that they can do it. It doesn't necessarily need to be rank advancements or sign-ups. It could be like who brings the most people to a meeting, who brings in the most three-way calls, right? Who has done the most trainings this week for the team, right? Something that anyone can accomplish, right? Who has approached the most people? Who built the most connections? We talk about the 5 core production activities, things that you got to do every day, right? Every day, meet new people, prospect, follow up, self-development, and then talk to your team, right? You can give little incentives there for for all of those. How many of you did the most presentations? How many of you read a book this week? So you give small little incentives that everyone can achieve, not just the big ones like top sponsors, top earners, rank advancements. Because the reality is, if you're new, like my story, when I first do, I didn't make any money, right? But I was working, and if you give me some recognition, I would be happy. And the funny story is, it's so funny, and I laugh. Like I haven't, in California it doesn't rain much, right? When I used to live in New York, it used to rain a lot. But where I live, it doesn't rain much. It rains a little bit in the winter, but during the summer it never rains. But I remember when I first started my business, it was during the winter, and I actually needed an umbrella because I moved to California just shortly after I moved in the summer, and I really didn't have an umbrella. All my umbrellas, I left them in New York when I moved. So I won some small little incentive that the company gave me umbrellas. And to this day, an umbrella and a raincoat. And I never even owned a raincoat. And to this day, I still have that raincoat, still have the umbrella, I still use it. And how much did that umbrella and raincoat cost the company? Less than $20. But I loved it. To me, it was like getting something branded, free. Hey, I was so happy about it. I was proud, too. I was proud to bring it out. And my friends asked me, what the heck is that? And I said, hey, I won this thing. I won a prize, right? So make the goals, we talked about a lot of things. Make the goals reachable, different levels, in that anyone can win, okay? Of course, the prizes would be different. And then the prizes have to be relevant to the team. And a lot of times the money doesn't even matter that much. It's the recognition. People want to be recognized, right? Again, Goes back to the soldiers. Why do they fight? People love to be recognized. And one of the things that I love to give is books. Because, again, it fosters the culture. The 5 core production activities. Every day you got to be reading. The culture of self-development and growing. So when I give, I don't give out movie tickets or because then you watch a movie. Hey, everything I give is going back to the business, right? It's like an investment, but investing back into the business. If I give them cash, let me blow the money away. I buy them 4 books. They'll read. Even if they don't read them, they'll sit them on the table. Maybe someone else will read them, or they look at it, they feel guilty, they'll read it, or maybe one. They'll just remember the business, right? So those are help. And if you spend $100 on books, and they read those books, you easily get the money back 1,000-fold if you read those books and apply to the business. If they grow, your business will grow. All right, Howard. There's a lot of good information here. Let me know if you have any other questions. And for those who are out there, those are great leadership questions that Howard asked. Think about the team. It all depends. There's no right answer. It's just like any marketing. It depends on the audience, your team, what gets them motivated, what gets them going. And the best thing is recognition is a big part of it. In terms of prizes, people love recognition. All right, everyone. This is Simon Chan. Thank you for watching this training. Take care.